The world is holding its breath. Whispers of a new pandemic are growing louder, and this time, the warnings from experts carry a chilling weight. It could be far more severe than anything we've seen before. Imagine widespread restrictions, overwhelmed hospitals, and grocery store shelves stripped bare in a matter of hours. Most people are completely unprepared for this reality. This isn't about spreading fear, it's about empowering you with foresight. A crisis of this magnitude won't be a temporary inconvenience. Its effects will be deep and lasting. In this video, we are going to cut through the noise and reveal the 12 essential items you absolutely must secure before panic buying begins. What you learn in the next few minutes could be the single most important factor in keeping your family safe and secure through the turbulent times ahead. Don't get left behind. 1. Power-packed provisions, the ultimate energy source. When we talk about survival food, the first image that often comes to mind is canned goods or freeze-dried meals. But there's a far more efficient and powerful option that should be at the very top of your list: nutrient-dense nuts. In any emergency, especially a prolonged one like a pandemic lockdown, your body is under immense physical and mental stress. You need a food source that delivers a massive amount of energy, protein, and healthy fats in a compact, non-perishable form. This is where nuts like almonds, walnuts, cashews, and peanuts truly shine. Think of them as tiny, natural power plants for your body. A single handful can provide the fuel needed to maintain focus and physical strength when you need it most. Their strategic value cannot be overstated. Unlike fresh foods that spoil quickly, nuts have an incredibly long shelf life without needing any refrigeration. This makes them a perfect cornerstone for your emergency pantry. When a crisis hits and the initial wave of panic buying clears store shelves in hours, having a substantial reserve of these power-packed provisions means you have a reliable food source that requires zero preparation. There's no cooking needed, no complex instructions. In a situation where utilities might be unreliable or you need to conserve fuel, the ability to simply open a bag and get immediate, high-quality nutrition is a game-changer. This convenience is a critical advantage when time and resources are scarce. Organizations like the Red Cross consistently highlight nuts in their emergency preparedness guides, not just for their caloric density, but for their versatility. You can eat them on their own for a quick energy boost, mix them into oatmeal or cereals to create a more substantial meal, or even grind them into a paste for a rich, long-lasting spread. Securing a varied supply now is not just about having food, it's about investing in your body's resilience to weather the storm. 2. The lifeblood of survival, securing your water supply. Let's be perfectly clear, water is the single most critical resource in any crisis. You can survive for weeks without food, but without water, your body will begin to shut down in a matter of days. During a pandemic, the stability of our public utilities is not guaranteed. Water treatment plants could face staffing shortages, pipes could fail without immediate repair, or contamination could compromise the safety of what comes out of your tap. Relying on the assumption that clean water will always be available is a dangerous gamble. This is why stockpiling bottled water is not just a recommendation, it is an absolute necessity. The standard guideline of 1 gallon per person per day is a starting point, but for a prolonged crisis, you should aim for much more. Think about a scenario where you cannot leave your home for several weeks. Dehydration sets in quickly, weakening your immune system and making you more vulnerable to illness, the last thing you want during a health crisis. Beyond just drinking, water is essential for basic hygiene and food preparation. Many of the shelf-stable foods you'll be relying on, like pasta, rice, and dehydrated meals, require water to become edible. Without a sufficient water supply, your food stockpile becomes useless. Having a secure reserve of bottled water gives you autonomy and control in a situation where everything feels chaotic. When the public realizes the water supply is threatened, it will be the first thing to vanish from stores. The panic will be swift and absolute. By preparing now, you are placing yourself ahead of the curve, ensuring your family's most fundamental need is met. Don't wait for the official warning or the first signs of shortages. By then, it will be far too late. Storing water is the foundational step of all preparedness, the bedrock upon which your entire survival strategy rests. 3. Liquid gold, the timeless survival superfood. There is a food so remarkable that it has been found perfectly preserved in ancient tombs, a substance that is both a source of comfort and a powerful natural medicine: honey. Its near infinite shelf life makes it one of the most valuable items you can have in an emergency pantry. When stored correctly in a sealed container, away from direct sunlight, honey simply does not spoil. This incredible durability means you can stock up on it now and have a reliable resource available for years or even decades to come. In a long-term crisis, food fatigue becomes a real issue, and morale can plummet. Honey serves as a natural sweetener that can make bland foods like oatmeal or plain bread more palatable, providing a psychological boost that is just as important as physical sustenance. It's a small taste of normalcy and comfort in a world turned upside down. But the value of honey extends far beyond its sweetness and longevity. It is a true superfood, packed with natural antibacterial and antioxidant properties. During a pandemic, maintaining a strong immune system is paramount. Honey can help fortify your body's natural defenses and provides a quick, easily digestible source of energy when you need it most. This is crucial for fighting off illness and coping with the relentless stress of a crisis situation. Furthermore, honey is incredibly versatile. It can be used to soothe a sore throat, treat minor cuts and burns when medical supplies are scarce, or simply be added to tea for a calming, energizing beverage. Global health and emergency organizations recognize its multifaceted benefits, including it in recommendations for essential survival supplies. Having jars of this liquid gold in your stockpile is more than just a smart nutritional choice. It's like having a miniature all-natural pharmacy and pantry rolled into one. It is a strategic asset for health, morale, and long-term resilience. 4. The foundation of fullness, high-energy meal builders. In any survival scenario, you need food that is dense, easy to store, and provides a large amount of energy. Pasta is the undisputed champion in this category. It embodies 3 critical qualities for an emergency food supply. It has a very long shelf life, it's incredibly simple to prepare, and it delivers a powerful dose of carbohydrates, which are your body's primary source of fuel. Storing a significant amount of pasta, like spaghetti, penne, or macaroni, is one of the most cost-effective ways to ensure you can prepare hearty, filling meals for your family for an extended period. All it requires is a bit of boiling water and a heat source, transforming a simple dry good into a satisfying meal that can sustain you through physically demanding and stressful days. When trips to the grocery store become a calculated risk, having a 20-pound reserve of pasta in your pantry provides a deep sense of security. The true genius of pasta as a survival food lies in its role as a meal builder. It is the perfect blank canvas for whatever other supplies you have on hand. It can be combined with canned sauces, meats, fish, or vegetables to create a seemingly endless variety of dishes. This ability to adapt is crucial for maintaining dietary diversity and preventing the flavor fatigue that can set in when eating from a limited pantry. Even with just a little salt, oil, or a bouillon cube, pasta can become a comforting and life-sustaining meal. Emergency preparedness experts recommend it because it offers a massive return on investment in terms of both space and cost. You can store a large quantity in a relatively small area, and compared to specialized survival foods, it is incredibly affordable. In essence, pasta is not just another item on a list, it is the very foundation of a robust survival pantry. It guarantees that no matter how uncertain things get, you will always have the means to put a warm, substantial meal on the table. 5. Preserved proteins, the ocean's pantry staple. When fresh food becomes a luxury, how do you ensure your body gets the high-quality protein and essential fats it needs to stay strong? The answer lies in one of the most underrated but powerful survival foods, canned fish. Items like tuna, sardines, salmon, and mackerel are more than just a convenient meal. They are a strategic reserve of critical nutrients that can last for years on your shelf. In a pandemic scenario, the entire food supply chain is vulnerable. Fresh meat and fish can become scarce or completely unavailable overnight. This is where canned fish becomes your lifeline. It provides a dense source of protein, crucial for muscle maintenance and immune function, as well as omega-3 fatty acids, which are vital for brain health, reducing inflammation, and maintaining cardiovascular wellness. During a crisis, keeping your body and mind in peak condition is your first line of defense. The brilliance of canned fish is its complete self-sufficiency. These foods are ready to eat straight from the can, requiring no cooking, no electricity, and no additional resources. In a situation where utilities are down or you need to conserve fuel, this is an incredible advantage. You can have a nutritious, satisfying meal in seconds. Furthermore, the canning process itself is a guarantee of safety. Each can is hermetically sealed, protecting the contents from bacteria and other contaminants, which is a massive reassurance when hygiene and food safety are top priorities. The Red Cross and other emergency preparedness organizations consistently recommend canned proteins for this very reason. They offer nutritional security in a perfectly preserved, safe-to-eat format. Stocking up on canned fish isn't about planning for a short-term inconvenience. It's about building a deep pantry that ensures your family has access to top-tier protein, no matter how disrupted the world outside becomes. It's a simple, cost-effective step that provides immense peace of mind. 6. The cornerstone of self-sufficiency, versatile flour power. In a crisis, the ability to create something from nothing is a superpower. Wheat flour gives you that power. It's not just an ingredient, it is the fundamental building block of self-sufficiency. When store-bought bread vanishes and bakeries shut down, having a supply of flour means you will never be without one of humanity's most basic and comforting foods. The true value of flour is its incredible versatility. With just flour, water, and salt, you can make bread, flatbreads, tortillas, or pancakes. You can use it to thicken soups and stews, making them more hearty and filling. You can create pasta from scratch or bake simple biscuits to boost morale. This adaptability makes it one of the most important resources you can have in your pantry. During a prolonged lockdown, the ability to produce your own fresh, warm food is a game changer for both your physical and mental well-being. Flour is also an extremely durable and efficient resource. When stored correctly in a cool, dry place, it can last for months, even years, providing a long-term solution for food security. Unlike many other staples, it is relatively inexpensive and can be bought in bulk, allowing you to build a substantial reserve without a huge financial outlay. It requires no refrigeration and is lightweight, yet a single bag can produce dozens of meals for an entire family. This is why organizations focused on emergency preparedness always include it on their must-have lists. Having flour on hand transforms you from a passive consumer, dependent on a fragile supply chain, into a proactive producer. It's about more than just food, it's about independence. In a world where dependency is a liability, having the means to bake your own bread is a profound act of resilience and a cornerstone of any serious survival strategy. 7. On-the-go fuel, the pocket-sized powerhouse. Imagine a situation where you need immediate energy but you have no time to cook, no access to a kitchen, and no reliable power source. This is the exact scenario where energy bars become one of the most valuable assets in your entire prep supply. Originally designed for elite athletes, soldiers, and mountaineers who face extreme physical demands, these bars are engineered for maximum efficiency. They deliver a concentrated blast of calories, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats in a compact, portable, and non-perishable format. During a pandemic, life can become unpredictable. You might face a sudden power outage, an evacuation notice, or a situation where you simply lack the time or mental bandwidth to prepare a proper meal. In these moments, an energy bar is not just a snack, it is a critical tool for survival. Their main advantage is their absolute convenience. There is zero preparation required. You don't need to add water, apply heat, or use any utensils. You simply unwrap and eat. This grab-and-go capability provides an immediate solution when you're under stress, fatigued, or need to keep moving. Most energy bars are scientifically formulated to provide a balanced mix of fast-acting sugars for a quick boost and complex carbohydrates and proteins for sustained energy release. This prevents the crash associated with simple sugar sand, keeps you mentally sharp and physically capable for hours. Emergency organizations like the Red Cross value them because they perfectly fulfill the 3 golden rules of survival food: high caloric density, long shelf life, and effortless portability. A single box of energy bars can provide several days' worth of emergency calories for an individual, taking up minimal space in a pantry or a bug-out bag. They are a discreet, effective, and reliable way to ensure you always have fuel in the tank. 8. Comfort in a cup, the morale-boosting meal. In the midst of a crisis, a warm meal can feel like a lifeline. It provides more than just calories. It offers comfort, a sense of normalcy, and a powerful psychological boost. This is where instant soup proves its worth as an essential prep item. Its practicality is undeniable. With just a packet and some hot water, you can have a nourishing and satisfying dish ready in minutes. This is incredibly valuable in a pandemic scenario where your gas or electricity supply might be intermittent. The ability to create a hot meal with minimal fuel and effort is a strategic advantage. Furthermore, instant soups are lightweight, inexpensive, and take up very little storage space, allowing you to stock a large quantity without breaking the bank or overwhelming your pantry. However, the psychological impact of a hot soup is arguably just as important as its practical benefits. Emergency response experts consistently emphasize that maintaining morale is critical for long-term resilience. During a period of intense stress, fear, and isolation, the simple act of sipping a warm broth can be deeply comforting and grounding. It can calm frayed nerves and provide the emotional fortitude needed to face another day. It's a small piece of comfort that can make a huge difference in the emotional well-being of you and your family. Instant soup is also remarkably versatile. It can serve as a base for a more substantial meal. You can easily enrich it with leftover rice, bits of pasta, canned vegetables, or croutons, turning a simple broth into a hearty stew. This adaptability allows you to stretch your resources and create varied meals from your emergency supplies. It's a low-cost, high-impact item that addresses both physical hunger and the emotional needs that become so critical when facing prolonged uncertainty. 9. The ultimate morale booster, psychological armor. In a long-term crisis, your mental and emotional state is just as important as your physical health. This is where one of the most overlooked survival items becomes indispensable: chocolate. It's far more than a simple treat. It's a powerful psychological tool. When you're facing prolonged confinement, constant stress, and a barrage of bad news, your morale will take a hit. Chocolate provides an immediate and effective countermeasure. Its combination of sugar and fats delivers a quick energy boost, which is useful on its own. However, its real power lies in its ability to stimulate the brain's production of endorphins, the body's natural mood elevators. A single piece can genuinely improve your outlook and provide a moment of comfort and normalcy when everything feels chaotic. This emotional uplift isn't a luxury, it's a critical component of long-term resilience. Beyond its psychological benefits, dark chocolate in particular is packed with antioxidants and beneficial minerals like iron and magnesium. It's also incredibly easy to store, requiring no refrigeration and lasting for months or even longer in a cool, dry place. Its versatility adds another layer to its value. You can eat it straight from the package for an instant pick-me-up, chop it into oatmeal or trail mix to enrich a bland meal, or melt it into hot water or milk to create a deeply comforting beverage. In a situation where your food options are limited, the ability to add a rich, complex flavor to your diet can make a world of difference. Stocking up on chocolate is an investment in your mental fortitude. When the world outside is bleak and uncertain, having this small source of pleasure can be the psychological armory you need to keep going. It's a tangible reminder that even in the darkest times, moments of comfort are still possible. 10. The plant-powered pantry, enduring legumes. When it comes to building a truly resilient food supply, few things can match the sheer nutritional power and storage longevity of dried legumes. This category, which includes lentils, chickpeas, beans, and split peas, is a nutritional powerhouse. They are densely packed with plant-based protein, dietary fiber, essential vitamins, and minerals like iron and magnesium. In a scenario where access to fresh meat is cut off, legumes become the primary engine for protein intake, which is crucial for maintaining muscle mass, energy levels, and overall bodily function. What makes them a prepper's dream is their incredible shelf life. When stored in a cool, dark, and dry environment, dried legumes can remain perfectly viable for years, sometimes even decades. This makes them one of the most reliable and cost-effective investments for your long-term food security. Compared to their canned counterparts, dried legumes offer far more value in terms of volume and space. A 1-pound bag of dried beans will yield significantly more food than a 1-pound can once rehydrated, making them a more efficient use of your precious pantry space. While they do require water and a longer cooking time, the payoff is immense. hearty, satisfying, and incredibly nutritious meals. Their versatility is another key strength. Legumes can be the star of soups and stews, ground into flour, mashed into spreads like hummus, or combined with rice to form a complete protein, providing all the essential amino acids your body needs. This dietary flexibility is vital for avoiding food fatigue during a prolonged crisis. Building a substantial reserve of assorted dried legumes is like constructing a nutritional foundation for your survival plan. It guarantees that no matter how fragile the supply chain becomes, you will have a rich, stable, and abundant source of life-sustaining food. 11. The ritual of resilience, mental fuel. In a world turned upside down, your daily routines are the first things to crumble. This loss of normalcy can be profoundly disorienting and mentally exhausting. That's why an item that helps you reclaim a piece of your routine isn't just a comfort, it's a survival tool for your mind. Instant coffee is precisely that tool. While it may not offer the same caloric value as other items on this list, its contribution to mental and emotional stability is immense. For millions, a morning cup of coffee is a non-negotiable ritual that signals the start of the day, bringing with it a sense of focus and readiness. In a crisis, preserving this ritual can provide a powerful anchor to your old life, helping you maintain a sense of control and purpose amidst the chaos. It's a simple act that can restore clarity, fight off mental fatigue, and give you the motivation needed to tackle the day's challenges. The practical advantages of instant coffee make it the ideal choice for an emergency pantry. Unlike whole beans or ground coffee, which lose their potency and aroma relatively quickly, sealed instant coffee can last for years on a shelf. Its preparation is brilliantly simple, requiring only hot water and a cup. This means that even during a power outage, you can easily prepare it with water heated over a small camp stove or fire. It's lightweight, compact, and offers tremendous psychological returns for the small amount of space it occupies. In a prolonged emergency, battling hopelessness and fatigue can be just as difficult as finding food. A warm cup of coffee can provide the mental jolt needed to stay alert, make sound decisions, and maintain the positive outlook essential for leadership and survival. Don't underestimate the power of this simple comfort. It's the fuel for your mind when you need it most. 12. The universal grain, bedrock of survival. If there is one single food item that forms the absolute foundation of emergency preparedness across the globe, it is rice. There is no other food that offers its combination of caloric density, extreme shelf life, affordability, and versatility. White rice, when stored properly in an airtight container away from moisture and pests, can last for decades. This incredible durability makes it the ultimate survival food, providing a security blanket against any food-related uncertainty. It's the bedrock upon which you can build your entire emergency food strategy. During a pandemic or any major disruption, when store shelves are stripped bare, having a large supply of rice means you will never have to worry about going hungry. It guarantees that your family will have a reliable source of energy, no matter what happens to the outside world. The role of rice in a survival pantry goes far beyond just being a source of calories. It is the ultimate meal extender and culinary canvas. Its neutral flavor allows it to be paired with literally anything else in your stockpile. You can serve it with canned fish, mix it with beans to create a complete protein, use it to add bulk to soups and stews, or simply eat it with a little salt and oil. This adaptability is critical for stretching your more limited and flavorful food items over a longer period. A small amount of canned meat can become a meal for a whole family when served over a bed of rice. From a logistical standpoint, it is incredibly efficient, providing a massive number of calories for its cost and storage footprint. A 50-pound bag of rice is a cornerstone of readiness, a tangible asset that represents stability and sustenance. It's not just an option for your pantry, it is a necessity. It is the universal currency of survival.